My most favorite job when I was a kid was working at the Franklin Institute Science Museum down in Philadelphia. I was a weekend demonstrator back in the teenage high school years. And it was an amazing job. You get to do science, informal science education with the general public. And one of the best weekends, by the way, we work on weekends during high school. We were called the Weekenders. One of the best weekends was Thanksgiving weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday after Thanksgiving, and we would have, many of you may know this from back then, this giant Tinker Toy extravaganza, where the public would come in and build Tinker Toys out of these structures, out of these massive Tinker Toys that were like the circles were the size of your hands and poles, but it was all made of plastic, but it was great fun, it was amazing, and the public would come in and just build amazing structures, and we would help them build. And it happened in the Rotunda Memorial Hall where the statue of Ben Franklin is. And Ben would look down on all the little Philadelphians, the locals, you know, and all the friends of the family and say, this is good. We have young inventors and this is the curious minds. We're building new things and new inventions. And so when I think of curiosity, I think of Ben Franklin, one of the founding fathers and the inventor extraordinaire from Philadelphia. Anyway, we Weekenders, we were a curious bunch, and we kind of, you know, we helped the people build, but we could do better than that. So after work one night, we stuck around after the museum closed and before security kicked us out, and we wanted to build this superstructure out of the Tinker Toys. And so we decided to do that. And what happened was we would go into Franklin Hall, and I have to tell you at the time, there were 4 displays around the Memorial Hall that showed artifacts of Franklin's life as a statesman, an inventor, a printer, and a citizen. And there was a show called Born Out of Time that was a multimedia extravaganza of lights and visuals and sound and quotes of Ben. And this would be playing, except at the time the audio didn't quite match the video. And it was out of sync, and we often called the show not Born Out of Time, but Born Out of Sync. And so the audio would be playing after the museum closed, and you get these random quotes from Ben Franklin, just out of the blue as you're going home. The statue would say something like, you know, no gains without pains, as you're walking by. And it's like, okay, thanks, Ben, good night. And so we went into the Memorial Hall this weekend to build our structure. So we go in, and Ben's looking at us, and we get these structures, these Tinker Toys, and we're building this thing out of green poles and circles, and we start building it up high, and we're thinking, you know what? Let us build something as high as the statue of Ben Franklin, about 25 feet high. And, you know, the audio system went, and we could hear Ben say, drive thy business before it drives thee. You know, if you think of Ben Franklin's quotes, these wits and wisdom, you know, they were very nice, happy beginnings. You know, they were good messages, but then it kind of dug in at the end, you know, with this sort of evil, you know, like, no gains without pains, you know. So we're scared of Ben Franklin when he's doing this sort of thing. And so we're building, and we build a structure up high. And we're like, this is dull, this is 10 minutes, and we build it up. So we need to do something. We need to figure out a better way of achieving our goal, making this superstructure. And so we thought, you know what, let's build something taller, as tall as we can get it, but let's push it over here to the wall of the rotunda next to one of the cases and use the wall to support, and we'll build from the bottom with the Tinker Toys. We'll just push it up like this, you know. And so we did this, and we were building quite nicely, and the statue would come alive again, you know, with some sort of quote like, oh, I don't know, it's hard to remember these things, China and glass, which reputation are easily cracked, but never well mended. And so these are quotes from Ben. And so we're building this thing up, and it's actually getting as high, even higher, almost to the tip of the rotunda, the very bottom of it. And all of a sudden, though, there is this sort of sound, that kind of crack in one of the rods. And this very sad sound from the statue kind of whirred around and said, I can't remember the quote at this time. I'm losing myself here, folks. It was, what was it? I think I just said it. I blew it! I blew it. Ben Franklin said, I blew it, folks. No, I'm sorry. Anyway, let me wrap this story up here. The structure was tipping, and as it began to crack, I swear this happened. We're standing around here this weekend. It was about 60 feet high, and it crashed into one of the cases, the inventor case, and it shattered around one of the orbs, the glass orb of the electrostatic generator, and the Franklin bifocals fell off the stone, and we're standing there around this case and thinking, and the statue wasn't saying anything, but we figured pretty much that we had to hightail it out of there, so we scattered, and the statue, I think, came alive and said something like, families of fools are ancient, and we ran. That's my story from the Franklin Institute. Thank you.
Thanks,